Hi, Fran. Happy Wednesday. I almost forgot what day it was. Hi, Country Mouse. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Fran. Can you hear me, girlies? Can you hear me? I think I got everything situated. So, oh man. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Karen. Welcome back. Nice to see you. Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing well. Can I tell you, it's quite warm here. We're in the 40s, friends. We're in the 40s, and it's raining. But Max says that's going to change. He says it's going to change. So, we'll see. We'll see. There's some crazy weather coming. There certainly is. Good, Fran. I'm glad. Of course, loud, right, Fran? Of course, loud. 17? Oh, it's moving this way. I know, right? I know. Hi, Tina. How are you? How are you? Hope you're doing good. He presented himself, Tina, to authorities. He presented himself. He didn't surrender. He presented himself. We're going to talk about that. Hi, honey. How are you? Hi, Margaret. How are you? Nice to see you. Happy Wednesday. Hope everything's good. I got this wispy gray stuff hanging around, right? I know. I'm doing good, Tina. Doing good. Trying to keep it all together, right? Trying to keep it all together, figuring out which way this goes. I thought I had it all together. So, hi everybody. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. Happy Wednesday. They were touched. Right. We're gonna discuss, Tina. We're gonna have a little bit of gossip tonight. We certainly are. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is January 14th, 2026. Can you believe it? We are now almost just a day till halfway through January. We certainly are. It is circle time. Welcome to Lilleybugglane. I am Lawa, and we hope that if you are visiting, that you enjoy your time here at Lilleybugglane. And for our OGs, you know the rules, don't you? You certainly do. Now, here at Lilleybugglane, we get together once a week. We certainly do for an hour, give or take, to share friendship and community, and we laugh and we gossip and we conspire. We certainly do, don't we? We do, and it's a shit show. It's a total shit show, but we love it. We certainly do. So I hope everybody's doing well. If you're watching this on the replay and you enjoy your visit, or if you're here now and you want to make me really happy, give me a thumbs up, friends. I would appreciate 10 thumbs up on this live. I certainly would. Thank you all so much for watching my fabulous secondhand haul that was released on Monday. I certainly appreciate that. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? It was. And let me tell you something. I got some more Christmas presents tonight. I certainly did for December 25th, 2026. Mark it on your calendars, friends, because that is Christmas this year. It certainly is. Not that it's Christmas every year, but we don't want anybody to be surprised when Christmas pops up, right? And if you're saving your dollar a day, $1 bill a day, friends, if you're saving $1 a day, you shouldn't have any budgeting problems at Christmas time. You certainly should not. At least in my book, right? Kelly and Miss Mary are here, everybody. Now the party can start. Oh, wait, Jen still has to come on in. Yay, thank you, Country Mouse. That's for you, Kelly and Miss Mary, that's for you. I see that icy t-shirt. I certainly do. We won't tell, though. We won't tell. Right? We won't tell. Okay. Weather report, couple of words in the chat. Let everybody know what's going on in your area. We know Jody is 17. That's cold. Honey, what are you? Mom, Jibby, Fran, Tina, we need ya. We need your weather reports. It's in the 40s here and it's rainy, friends. It certainly is. But if you've been keeping up with Max, who has been doing a tremendous job, you know what the weather is expecting to be in your area if you've been paying attention to Max, right? And I would not steer you wrong, friends. I certainly wouldn't. So pay attention to Max. Pay attention. Can you believe we're in the middle of the month already? It is crazy. Tomorrow in the 30s, not bad today. Well, there you go. It's coming. 42, Fran. You're the same as us, Fran. You certainly are. Tina, what are you? What are you? Because you're in between. You're at 37 and drizzle. Okay, we've got the drizzle, but we're warmer than you. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Let me tell you something. My father-in-law said it's +8 there. Nice and mild for this time of year. We're very happy for you, honey. We certainly are. It can be crazy up there in Canada, can it? It certainly can. Okay, friends, listen. Gibby, that's Celsius. That's Celsius, Gibby. Remember that. They don't go by Fahrenheit up in Canada up there. They go by Celsius. So 48 and clear. Kelly, that's a little bit chilly. You're going to get a lot colder down there, Kelly. 44. No, don't be creepy, Mom. We're not. We're in the 40s. We're not. Don't be creepy. Please don't be creepy. Gibby. Okay, listen. I want to make something perfectly clear. Okay? You all know this. Not sorry. Okay? I am not monetized on this channel. This channel is not monetized. I do not make money off of YouTube. I don't need the money. I have a fabulous life. Again, not sorry. One of our circle friends, you do not have to reveal yourself. Let me know. I went and looked, so I did watch my own video, that there were ads on the secondhand living hall. And yes, there are ads. Don't watch them, friends. Don't watch them. I'm begging you. Don't watch them. Do whatever you can to skip through them. If you have YouTube Premium, there you go, friends. You're not even seeing the ads. But if you don't, because you're saving money, right? And having YouTube Premium, just so you don't see the ads, would be like an unnecessary expense, right? So you wouldn't want to spend money. I don't think they were in the beginning, Mom, but for some reason, they're on there now. Yes, Kelly, don't watch them. Don't watch them. Don't watch them. Just don't watch them. I'm begging you. Don't watch them. Make sure you leave a thumbs up on them, but don't watch the ads because I don't make any money. So the only reason that YouTube could be putting ads on there is so that they make money, right? And our channel is not monetized, friends. It is absolutely not. This is not a job for me. I don't need money. It might be the device that you watch it on. I don't know, but somebody told me that they were getting ads. So I went and watched it. I did. I didn't give myself a thumbs up though, because you can't do that. But oh, is it? Is that what it is, Tina? Because I'm not monetized. It was on the TV and it was on my phone. And Gibby didn't see them. And she was watching were you watching on your laptop, Gibby? Anyway, we're spending too much time on this, friends. Don't watch the ads on my videos. Please don't watch the ads. That's all I want to say about that. And I'm sorry they're there. There's nothing I can do about it. So there we go, friends. Got that out of the way. Okay, honey. Red Writing Implement. We got some recommendations. We do. Okay. You all know that we practice secondhand living here at Lilleybugglane, and sometimes, right, and even with clothes that we buy full price, because sometimes they're just too fabulous and you got to buy them full price, we might have to make a repair. A button falls off. We might have to make an alteration. You know, the waist might be a little too big. We might have to hem them up, you know, things like that. We might have to repair a pocket or whatever. Well, I have a channel for you, friends, that will help you. Okay, Fran, good. Good. I'm glad, Fran. Her name, I hope I'm going to say this correctly. Miarti. M-I-A-R-T-I. Miarti. This is a channel that shows and teaches simple sewing hacks. Okay? Very, very easy things that you can do to repair clothes, alter clothes, you know, update clothes, things like that. So Miarti, M-I-A-R-T-I. Okay? There we go. The second one, and I know some of you are not fans of his, and I totally get it. Okay? Tucker, right? We all know Tucker. Tucker did a podcast with his brother, Buckley, and they sat down across the table from each other and had a chat. Brother to brother. They certainly did. And it was fabulous. And I highly recommend that you go watch it. Not only for the fact that these are two siblings, right, that are sitting down across the table from each other and just sitting there and talking, right, about growing up together, things that happened when they were young, about their father, about their school when they were growing up, about the things that they believed then and the things that they believe now. And they do gossip a little bit, friends. So that's a really good point. That's a really good part of it too. And they're both Gen Xers. They're both Gen Xers. So I did too, Fran. I watched it twice, Fran. I watched it twice. But go watch that. Go watch that. And especially if you have a sibling, right? If you have a sibling that you would love to sit across the table from and just, you know, chat with, I would highly recommend that you go watch that. So that's on Tucker's channel, and it's his conversation with his brother Buckley, who is younger than Tucker. Tucker is older. Tucker's the oldest, which I didn't know. I thought Tucker was younger. I thought he was the youngest of two, but he's not. He's the oldest of two, which is so bizarre because he does not act like the oldest. He does not. Yes, you will. You will, Jibby. You'll like it. You'll like it. And they do gossip. They do gossip a little bit. So that's really good too. That's really good too. Okay. Listen. Oh, let's do mint time because I got something special. It's mint time, everybody. It is. It's mint time here at Lilleybugglane. So you all know we passed the mints in our fabulous Mary Englebright cherry motif mint bowl, right? We certainly do. You have a choice, and you got extra choices tonight, friends. So hold your horses before you make your choice. Excuse me. Can I tell you it's the dampness outside? My eyes have been so juicy. Juicy. They certainly have. I used a half a bottle of Lumify to get them even halfway decent looking tonight. I certainly did. And I've had like this weird headache ever since it's been damp outside. Must be something, friends. It must be something. But anyway, okay, we have our Wintergreen Lifesavers, right? Our OG of the mint bowl. Then we have our orange mints, which are a burst of sunshine in your mouth, right? I've been doing my light therapy, and it's helping, friends. But if you haven't seen the sun in a while, I would highly recommend an orange mint because it's a burst of sunshine in your mouth. It certainly is. Then we have our spicy cinnamon mints, right? Who doesn't love a spicy cinnamon mint on a Friday night? And the boys love them too. So if you take a spicy cinnamon mint, take one for your best boy because he'll love it too. Then we have our butter rum lifesavers. Let me tell you something, friends. A ride down memory lane in the back of your grandma's Impala on air shocks. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, so sorry, you don't carry that memory. Let it go, friends, because it's let it go. Let it go. But it is a fabulous memory to have. Not lying. Then, of course, friends, we have our root beer barrels. We love our root beer barrels, don't we? We certainly do. Not a medicinal aftertaste. So that's very important. Then we hold on, friends. Hold on. Then we have our Werther's Original hard caramel candies, right? And let me tell you something, friends. Werther's has upped its game like nobody's business. You can think of a flavor combination. Werther's has come out with a Werther's of that flavor. Did that make any sense at all? I don't know, friends. Okay. Then for our fabulous safety officer, Fran, right? Because you know, Fran is our safety officer here in the circle, right? And she keeps her peepers out for anybody that may need assistance. And we all know the international signal for choking, right? Because we learned it here at Lilleybugglane. And I learned it in nursing school, along with a lot of other stuff, friends, that helps me every single day, right? It's never-ending knowledge. It is. But because Fran is such a fabulous safety officer, right? Right. And she has to watch her sugar, friends. She does. And some of you may have to watch your sugar because you might have the diabetes, like Wilford Brimley, right? Now, we're left-handed here at Lilleybugglane, right? So I'm not showing you the front of the package, but just take my word for it, friends. Take my word for it. We now have, oh, what the hell? I'll show you the front. Just lean your head to the left a little bit. This way. This is left. Well, no, because we're backwards. But anyway, friends, you'll get it. We have sugar-free candy, friends, for those of you that might have a little touch of the diabetes, right? A little touch of the sugar. We've got sugar-free. We do. We do. In honor of our safety officer, we do. So they will be added to the mint bowl after we are done here at Circle Time. So, Fran, I'm passing this to you, okay? You rip it open, and anybody that wants a sugar-free, you give it to them. We always pass to the right. Fran will pass to the right, as per etiquette. And my etiquette Miyagi's, Mrs. Pfeiffer, my charms go, Tina, do you have the diabetes too? What is going on? What is going on? We aim to please here at Lilleybugglane. We aim to please. We always pass to the right, as per etiquette, and my etiquette Miyagi's Mrs. Pfeiffer, my charm school teacher, who I don't know if she had the diabetes or not. I don't think so. And Emily Post, the queen of etiquette. You are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. Oh, what flavor are they? Natural and artificial flavors, okay? Let's see. What do we got here? What do we have? It's by allergy information, packaged in a facility that also processes peanuts, tree nuts, milk, soy, wheat, eggs, and sesame. Oh, for Pete's sake. You're going for a cinnamon mint. You sure are, honey. You sure are, because you're spicy, right? I see orange, yellow, green, and red. So, can you see those right in there? Yellow. Wait. Oh, for Pete's sake, Kelly. You just got to make it complicated, don't you? See it? Yellow, orange, green, and red. So, let's just use our imaginations as to what flavor you may want that to be, okay? But Fran, these are for you, friend. They're for you, okay? You can't have sorbitol, red sugar-free, please. Tina, that's Fran's department. That's Fran's department. Hi, Karen! yeah, right? The sugar-free, that's up to Fran, Karen. That's up to Fran. That's up to Fran. Hi, happy Wednesday. Nice to see you. Sorbitol, sucralose. It has sucralose. Yellow number 5. It has red 40, blue 1. Yep. These aren't the healthiest, Fran. I'm sorry. Polyglycol syrup, citric acid, natural and artificial flavors, blue 1, red 40, yellow 5, and sucralose. And yellow 5, I do believe, is what they took out of the fabulous Kraft macaroni and cheese, which I still have the original Kraft macaroni and cheese down in the vault downstairs. I certainly do. I certainly do. So anyway, friends, we're past mint time. Enjoy your mints, friends. Outfit a circle time. It's Womanly Wednesday, even though it's rainy, right? I know, Tina, right? I know. Listen, we're only here for an hour, right? We're only here. Fran, did you know Olean? Do you remember when Olean came out in the potato chips? We all remember that, don't we? And everybody thought it was going to be the most fabulous thing. And all the potato chips switched to Olean, remember? And everybody got the shits from it so bad. Do you remember that? Yeah. And then they took the Olean out of everything, right? Right? It is Womanly Wednesday, friends. Chewy set up my fashion area. He certainly did. So here we go. Here we go. This is a Charter Club 100% cashmere sweater. It's 2-ply cashmere. It is Charter Club. I did get it at the AmVets. I certainly did. I'm wearing my black Land's End turtleneck. Honey, I have on our favorite necklace. Honey, I am desperately looking for one similar to this because this is tarnishing, honey, but we're going to still wear it. This is a corduroy skirt, friends. Time and true. I got it on clearance last year at the Walmart, and I also got the cognac one. So this is a black corduroy skirt. Can you believe it? I know. Now, it's a button and zip. It has belt loops, but because this is a cashmere sweater, I didn't want to wear a belt and have a chance of it getting picked, right? So I didn't wear a belt, but I didn't think it would make a difference because you can't see the belt loops, right? And then you've got your pockets here, and then you have pockets here, right? And I'm wearing my fleece tights, and I'm wearing my faux suede block heel boots, friends. I know. Wearing my second fanciest watch, analog. My mother-in-law's ring, which I think goes perfectly with this, right? With the sapphire, right? Now look, friends, can you see this is metallic? This right here is metallic. So it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. It certainly does. My chunky silver earrings, my wedding rings. That's it, friends. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Jibby. You remember before the ginger snap was born? Yes, honey. It's our favorite, isn't it? I know. Thank you, Fran. Thank you, Tina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I could also wear it with black slacks, right? That would be for the next visit up north, right? Right? Right. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So Chewy didn't have to ask me if it was Womanly Wednesday, right? He didn't. Thank you so much. But I did pick this up at AmVets. It is Charter Club, and it is 100% 2-ply cashmere. So I was super excited to find it, and I was not going to pass it up because, you know, of course, the black, the gray, the silver, and then this blue here is in my winter palette. So he will be 11, honey. He will be 11 this year. Can you believe it? I know. It's craziness, isn't it? It certainly is. Okay, friends, listen. We're going to have a little segment tonight called What is Irritating Me This Week? okay? And I'm going to tell you what's irritating me this week, and I'm going to tell you why it's irritating me, okay? Okay. So you know this is our computer area, right? Oh, it's possible, honey, right? I know. Tina, that's not nice, Tina. You know this is our computer area, right? Now, who remembers the brand Souder? Sauder, right? Think back in the Way Back Machine to the late 80s into the 90s, right? And this was a line, a very good line of sometimes pre-assembled or furniture that you would buy in a box. Yes, Kelly, you would buy it in a box and you would assemble it yourself, right? And you would find it at like Kmart, and you would find it at like Walmart possibly, and you would find it at like Zayre's, or someplace like the Hills, okay? Yes, Souder, Sauder, very good line. And our entertainment center, right? And you all know Chewy cut it down, right? Because it used to be real tall, and I had him cut it down. That is Souder. Well, this computer area, this computer thing is Souder also, okay? It's Souder also. You have several pieces, Country Mouse. They're fabulous, aren't they? They are fabulous. Yes, Jibby. You know what it is, Jibby. You know what it is. So, this computer area is a Souder piece, okay? From like the late 90s. Because I think we got it when we moved from Long Island to West Virginia, right? And we got our first computer, which would have been in the 2001 was when we got our first desktop computer in 2001. Okay, so we bought this piece, and I believe we bought it at Big Lots. Souder, they sold Souder. Okay. I believe, Mom, your microwave cart might be Souder. If I'm not mistaken, that might be Souder. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Okay. I want this piece painted. Okay. Now, we have the desktop computer. We have the towers, right? We have the towers. Then we have the router. Then we have phone cords. And we also have television cords, right? And then we have soundbar cords, right? So there's all these cords, C-O-R-D-S, right? C-O-R-D-S, right? We've got a power strip. We've got outlets, right? Those cords are a hot mess. They're a hot mess, friends. I can't stand to see cords coming out of the wall and going along to where the thing is that is getting the electricity. I can't stand to see cords. I can't stand to see them. I can't stand to see a cord coming from the TV down the wall. Cover that up. They sell cord covers at Lowe's. It's real simple. And you can paint right over them so they blend into the wall. But I can't stand cords, friends. So what does Chewy do? Because now that I have a laptop, he has a laptop, Louise has a laptop, we're getting rid of the desktop, right? We're getting rid of the desktop. And those cords are such a mess. They're a mess. So Chewy and I had quite the lively discussion, as you can imagine. And he got under there and he untangled and redid the cords, took the cords out that we no longer needed, labeled the cords that were there with a little, like those bread tie things? They're longer though, but they're trash bag things. You know what I mean? And you can close the trash bag and they've got that tab on them. He felt motivated. He might have had a little help, but he was motivated enough to put those on the cords to say what cord it goes to what thing. Not a zip tie, honey. It's not a zip. Well, maybe it is a zip tie, but here in the US, we have these things that you can do on the trash bags. They come in the box with the trash bags. Well, it's not in my lap, Mom. It's on the thing. So, okay. Right? Right. And you don't put your laptop on your lap, so it's okay. You're fine. You're fine. And we don't have to worry about it anyway, right? Because we're past reproduction age, so it's not a big deal, right? It's not a big deal. Anyway, so now it's neat and tidy, right? It's neat and tidy. But I don't like cords, friends. I don't like cords. I don't like them. And in a perfect world, right? In a perfect, and you all know, right? You all know that cords aren't pretty. They're not. They're not pretty. I mean, look at the chandeliers. The old school chandeliers, right? They have the cord that's wound up in through the chain, right? That goes up into the thing. I mean, that's ugly. That's just ugly. It can't be helped because they're older antiques or whatever, but it's ugly, right? And to see a window light, right? One of your welcome lights, your hospitality lights, and then you got all these cords coming down, right? Or you got a TV, right? And you got your TV cord, you got your cable cord, and you got your cable box cord. And then God only knows if you're doing video gaming or anything like that, you got those cords coming out of them. It's a hot damn mess and it looks ugly. Well, it looked ugly under there and it doesn't anymore. So there we go, friends. There we go. That is what is bothering me this week, but it's getting better. In my perfect world, there would be an outlet under every single window in a house. There certainly would, friends. There would be outlets down at the baseboards. There certainly would. There would be outlets in the floors. There would. And there would be like little things that you could put over it with carpeting, right? So if you weren't using it, you could cover it up, right? You can never have too many outlets. White shirts, wedges, right? And outlets. You can never have too many of those. There we go, friends. There we go. Okay, we got some things to talk about. We certainly do. And we got to get through these things, okay? So let's just talk about them. We got a grave robber in Pennsylvania. We certainly do. I mean, this young man is a freak. A freak, friends. Have you seen him? His name is Jonathan Gerlach, okay? He's over there by Philly, right? Surprise, surprise, right? There's some crazies over there out there around Philly. There certainly are. But he's a grave robber. He's been robbing graves, friends. He's been robbing graves. Now, he hasn't been digging them up, okay? I mean, if you look at this boy, he probably couldn't dig a hole for a tulip bulb. He certainly could not. He's one of those rodent boys that we talked about before. Remember that? But he's got one of those real pretty neck tattoos. I mean, come on. And he's got a nose ring, friends. Surprise, surprise. I know, right? There's a theory about those nose rings, and it's never been proven wrong. So just saying, not sorry. He has been robbing graves at the Mount Moriah Cemetery outside of Philadelphia, right? Outside of Philadelphia. And this is a historic cemetery. It's huge. It is humongous, this cemetery, okay? Now, I don't know if any of you have been to a cemetery lately, okay? Not a lot of us go to a cemetery on a regular basis, but I do want to inform you, right? We do have a cemetery very close to us, and we do visit a cemetery on a semi-regular basis for someone to keep an eye on things. Cemeteries aren't what they used to be. They're not what you remember them to be. Unfortunately, right? Very slowly and very quietly, friends, cemeteries have become privatized, right? They have been snatched up quietly by management corporations, right? And how this happens is usually the cemetery will go bankrupt, right? Meaning that they're right, mom, meaning that the money that was allocated either by a church or a benefactor or a city, right, runs out and the cemetery is bankrupted, right? So then it becomes abandoned, right? Then these management companies sweep in and take over the care of the cemetery, right? And it falls into disrepair. The tombstones fall over, the crypts become compromised, the mausoleums start to deteriorate, things aren't kept up, the grass isn't mowed, you start seeing the headstones sink into the ground from settling and things like that. Now, back in the day, there would be caretakers, right? Grave cemetery caretakers. And way back in the day, friends, they would live in the cemeteries in a parsonage in the cemetery. The caretakers would. The cemetery caretakers would. And these were the same men way back in the day that would dig the graves, right? And this was after you had your home, your family plots on your own land. Okay. But anyway, so the Mount Moriah Cemetery, right, was being cared for by a nonprofit organization, the Friends of Mount Moriah, right? And so they had noticed that things were not looking normal, right? And there was tips that something was going wrong. Well, this man was robbing the graves. This young man, this boy, right? This confused freak was robbing the graves of the bones. Now, it was the above grounds, right? So, well, you have to ask yourself, Mom, people die every day. Why are there no new cemeteries? Why are there no new cemeteries opening up? You don't see that. You don't see that, right? So anyway, so they caught him. They did a sting operation and they caught him. And they caught him with a bag of bones. They certainly did. They went to his house and lo and behold, there was everything. And come to find out, he was selling them online. He had a whole page advertising them. He certainly did. The neighbors wondered why there were so many flies around his house. Well, that's why, friends, because, and the smell and everything. And so now they have to figure out who these bones are, who these bones belong to. And there are families that are absolutely freaking out, right? Because the graves have been robbed. Now, it wasn't underground graves, okay? So these were mausoleums and these were above ground crypts, okay? So he didn't dig down. He did the above ground crypts and the mausoleums, okay? So we have that happening, right? We have that happening, which is crazy. It's just some crazy, crazy stuff. Then in Columbus, Ohio, right? You got the Tepes, right? You got Dr. Tepe and his wife, Monique, right? And he's a dentist and she was his wife. And they were getting ready to celebrate their 5th wedding anniversary. They were murdered in their home on December 30th. They had a 4-year-old child or a 3-year-old child and a 17-month-old, something like that. Well, guess what, friends? They arrested her ex-husband. They had been divorced for 8 years, like 8 or 10 years. He was arrested because apparently he went from Chicago, Illinois to Columbus, Ohio, shot them dead, and then drove back to Chicago, Illinois. And here's the thing. He's a vascular surgeon. Her ex-husband is a vascular surgeon. So there's that whole thing. And, you know, we've got this little true crime group here. And, you know, hi, Seth, how are you? How's the snow your way? Seth, we have no snow. Nothing. What about you? Because it's coming our way. If you've got it, it's coming our way. Didn't it, honey? Didn't it? Let me tell you something. I am so invested in this story. I want to know, how did he get into that house? How did he get in? How did he get in? Because they had a keypad entry, right? So how did he get in? And I want to know the sequence of events in the bedroom. I want to know those two. I know it's a horrible thing to want to know, you know, but then again, now guess what's happening? Guess it took him 11 days. It took him 11 days to arrest this man, okay? To arrest this man. Now, I believe, right, because we have this little true crime group, right, that we talk back and forth and everything. And I know, Kelly, I know. I want to know everything. I want to know everything. I want to know how he got in, okay? I want to know the sequence of events. I want to know we know how he got, I want to know how he got out. Well, exactly, Fran. Exactly. Now, you have to realize something, okay? Where their home is, that area is being redeveloped. It's being developed, okay? So this is a very not great part of Columbus that is being redeveloped, revamped, gentrified, if that's the word that you want to use, okay? Whatever, okay? And it butts up, right? It butts up to a not very good area, right? So there was a lot of shit going around when it first happened, right? As to who could have done this. Ice came first, now just pretty much snow. Okay, Seth. Okay. I'll have to look, Seth, but we're in the 40s right now. We're in the low 40s here, Seth, and it's just raining. It's just raining, but it's supposed to come during the night. Yes, honey. Yes, Kelly. No, Tina. Really? Oh my God. Right? I mean, what? We have a theory, okay? Me and a couple other people have a theory as to why everybody is so effing crazy now. So effing crazy, okay? You want to hear my theory? I'm going to tell it to you, okay? I'm going to tell it to you. And everybody that goes effing crazy and pulls this crazy shit, right? All these people that are getting these outrageous, these outrageous nose rings and these, whatever, and doing all this crazy shit. I want to know if they're vaxxed. I want to know if they got the mRNA vaccine. That's what I want to know. Because if they did, it crossed the blood-brain barrier, and their brain has the DNA and the genetics in their brain has now been altered. And there are a couple of us that believe that's why everybody's going fucking crazy all the time. Because these people, I don't care, these people, right, are ticking time bombs. They are ticking time bombs. Ask Scott Adams, the illustrator of Dilbert, right? He just died, right? He just died of terminal cancer that he had only been diagnosed with a year ago. He was diagnosed with terminal prostate cancer a year ago, and he's dead now. And he never had any issues prior to his diagnosis. And he vocalized the fact that he believed that his turbo cancer was a result of the mRNA vaccine. He vocalized that before he died. He also said that he was going to accept the Lord as his savior before he died, which that's a whole other thing, because in his statement that they read after he died, he said that he did. He said that he did. But he was a non-believer his entire life. But anyway, that's my theory, friends. That's my theory as to why these people are losing their effing minds. Now, this little 11-year-old kid, okay, that shot his dad took the Nintendo Switch game away from him, okay? I want to know if that little boy is being medicated with pharmaceutical drugs, psychopharmaceutical drugs. That's what I want to know. Because that's why these damn kids are losing their fucking minds when they're babies, children, littles. You know what I mean? Because you're giving them mind-altering drugs and their minds aren't even developed yet. Okay? I mean, look at these crazies. Look at these crazies. Right? And you're willing to be used as an idiot, as a useful idiot, right? By people that could give two shits about you, right? Very interesting that after that incident in Minneapolis happened, right? Right? You didn't hear about Tim Walz and his disgusting fraud anymore, did you? Nope. That got wiped right out of the news, didn't it? Didn't it? It did. It did. But thank God for social media and that everybody carries a camera, right? Everybody carries a camera, right? So her just taking her kids to school, right? Lie, right? Her just trying to get away, lie, right? Right. And now we know that the police officer that she didn't hit with the car, right, is now in the hospital in serious condition from internal bleeding that he didn't know he had. Because he wasn't hit by a car. Oh, no. No, drive, baby, drive, right? Drive, baby, drive. Right? So, I don't even know what this is, friends. I don't even know what this is, right? I don't even know. What are we doing? What are we doing? There are a lot of ticking time bombs out there, friends, right? This shit did not happen. It did not happen 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It did not happen. And I think that COVID, right, showed us how absolutely fragile society is and how absolutely fragile the human race was made to become, right? And, you know, what can we do about it? What can we do? You know, what do we do with this 11-year-old boy? What do we do? Right? What do we do for the children whose mother, right, was a useful idiot, right? What do we do for them? How far gone are they because they lived within this twisted demonic ideology, right? What do you do for these people? What do you do? And what do you do for the ones whose brains have been altered, right? Because mRNA has crossed the blood-brain barrier, and now they are not the people they were. Right? So what do we do with, what do we do? What do we do? You know, I just don't know. I'm just worried about the children. That's it. You know, adults, you're on your own. You're big enough to understand accountability, right? And the decisions that we make have consequences, whether the consequences fall on us or on other people. There are consequences to our decisions. So the decisions that were made in Minneapolis, right, are the decisions that were made. And the consequences just were the consequences of the decision, right? So it's, you know, and if you're a pure blood, you have nothing to worry about. You can be crazy just naturally, right? We're just naturally crazy, right? We're just naturally crazy if we're pure bloods, right? Right. So anyway, okay. You all know my favorite book series in the world is Little House on the Prairie, right? Oh! And you all know, for a while there, I was really pushing the Modern Prairie website, right? Which was fronted by Melissa Gilbert, right? Right. Now, you all also know that I was never a fan of the TV series Little House on the Prairie. I was never a fan of it, right? I don't know why. I just never was. I just never was into the Little House. You all know I was more of the Waltons girl, right? I was more of the Waltons girl. Well, I would highly recommend you read Melissa Gilbert's autobiography. Read that thing. Read that thing. Half pint. Half pint. Full pint, really. Full pint. So anyway, I don't know, Mom. I don't know. Refresh. Yeah, you do, right? Yeah, you do. She is. She is. Well, you want to know why, Fran? You want to know why, don't you? She sold her soul. She did. She sold her soul. She sold her soul when she was the president of SAG. Because let me tell you something. She knows all the dirt on all the actors. Everybody knows all the dirt on all the actors. Are you kidding me? Who didn't know? Who in Hollywood didn't know that Harvey Weinstein was getting his dick sucked by every starlet that came down the pike that wanted to win an Oscar? Who didn't know that? Who didn't know that? I mean, seriously. Right? And look who was silent when Harvey Weinstein, got his comeuppance, right? He was like a lamb led to the slaughter. He was thrown under the bus to hide this kitty stuff now that keeps coming out, right? Right. Well, Mom, there are actors that were on Little House that do not have nice things to say about Michael Landon. And I do believe that the lady that played Ma, Caroline Ingalls, her and Michael Landon did not get along. He was not a nice man. He was not a nice man. Michael Landon wasn't. Although, let me tell you something. There's a fabulous after-school special about him growing up because he was a bedwetter. He was a bedwetter, friends. And, that's a whole different thing. But there's a fabulous after-school special. I remember watching it when I was young. When I was young, it was about him growing up and how he became a track star because of, things that happened to him. But anyway, we're getting off track. So Melissa Gilbert marries Timothy Busfield. We all know who he is, right? He was Poindexter in Revenge of the Nerds. Fabulous movie, friends. It's a fabulous movie. It certainly is. And also 30-something, right? Also 30-something, which I was into 30-something back in the day. I certainly was. I liked Hope. And I thought Michael was cute too. I never liked Gary because I thought he was an irresponsible, bum. And Melissa, she was just a mental case before mental case was a thing, right? Right. But anyway, so I remember, right? Just like I remember back in the 80s seeing Bill Cosby on the front, right? On the front of all the ragtags, right? When he was drugging the women way back in the 80s. Bill Cosby. I remember seeing Timothy Busfield in the 90s on the front of the National Enquirers and the Globe and all that kind of stuff. And that, there were whispers about him that he liked young girls back then, right? He liked young girls, right? But when you sell your soul, friends, you sell it all the way, right? You sell it all the way. And now you got these two young boys, right? And now you got a third young boy coming out. You certainly do. And he settled a case with a young girl, right? So, you can't be surprised about this stuff. And let me tell you something, Cat Williams, when he was on Club Shay Shay, right? And now we know that when he was talking to Shannon, he was talking to Shannon because Shannon fell into it too. He certainly did, right? Big old black ex-football player, Shay Shay, got taken down by some, middling four OnlyFans model. Are you kidding me? And Cat Williams is sitting there telling him, clean up your act. Cat Williams told us that all this stuff was going to come out, right? Right. And you don't have to be on Epstein's Island to participate in this kind of stuff, right? You don't have to be up at that weird island that's up there in the middle of one of the Great Lakes, right? You don't have to be part of Peter Nygaard's stuff up in Crazy Canada. You don't have to be a part of that. Look at these child actors. Go all the way back. Go back, right? Shirley Temple, when she was an older woman, right? Shirley Temple said, right, that she was accosted as a child. Shirley Temple. Okay? Here's my question. Where are these kids, these children's parents? Where are they? Where was Justin Bieber's mother? Right? Where was Justin Bieber's mother? And in what world did she think it was okay to give her son to Usher and then for Usher to sublet Justin Bieber out to Sean Combs? Where was his mother? Where was Britney Spears' mother? Where was Christina Aguilera's mother? Where were these mothers and fathers? You know what, Mom? I'm going to read that book because I've heard about that book. I've heard about that book. It is, Fran. It's all about fame and money, and it's about giving our children what they want. It's their dream. Right? How many child stars do we know that have committed suicide, that have overdosed on drugs, that have drank themselves to death, that are hot damn messes now, living homeless, somewhere, right? Honey, I don't know if it's absent parents or if it's these damn parents that, think to themselves, oh, wait a minute. I'll let my kid go off with somebody that I don't know and make millions of dollars so I don't have to work anymore. Right? I'll let the kid make the money. Right? Macaulay Culkin, look at him. He's a hot mess. And it's not just because his dad stole his money. That is not why Macaulay Culkin is a hot mess. Right? Yes, Fran. Right. Greedy. Right. And then you got these parents like Brooke Shields' mom, right? Who never realized her dreams, right? Because, oh my God, she wasn't allowed to do anything. So what did she do? Excuse me. And now you got Brooke Shields, right? Who is just now realizing that saying nothing becomes between me and my Calvins when you're 13 years old, friends. Jodie Foster, look at these poor lost kids. Look at these. And I have to wonder, the ones that were child stars that became successful adult stars, right? How was that different? What did they do different, right? That the fuck ups didn't do. They played the game. They kept their mouth shut and they played the game. And then they probably became recruiters. Corey Feldman. I'm convinced the reason he doesn't name names, which, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you name names? Don't come out and say something and then not have a receipt for it. That's redonkulous, right? I think Corey Feldman was probably accosted as a young actor. I would guarantee it because he says he was, right? But I believe he then became a recruiter for, there's a couple of them that I believe became recruiters and brought other young kids in. That's what I believe. I'm going to read that Hollywood Babylon because I've heard that there's, some good stuff in there. So anyway, friends, crazy stuff happening, right? Crazy stuff happening. And it's disturbing. It's disturbing to the mind. It's disturbing to the body, and it's disturbing to the soul. It certainly is, right? And we go out in public, right? And you see these lost souls. You see it. You see that. In every aspect, you can see it. And it is so heartbreaking, right? to think of how things could be, right? As opposed to how things are now. And again, friends, the only thing we can do is lead by example, right? Lead by example. And little by little, it will help things to change, right? And stand firm on what you believe in. Don't ever be afraid to stand alone, right? Don't ever be afraid to stand alone. We know what's right and we know what's wrong, right? Because a lot of us are Gen Xers, right? So we know, right? We certainly do. Oh, friends. I know. There we go, friends. That is circle time. Can you believe it? The middle of January is tomorrow. It certainly is. Good night, Kelly. Good night. Hey, listen, don't forget, next Wednesday is Pajama Party Circle time, Kelly. We're excited, aren't we? Thank you, honey. Good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Sometimes I just got to get it off my chest. I know, right? We all have to get it off our chest sometimes. We certainly do. And let me tell you something. I don't do that bullshit journaling stuff. I certainly don't. It's not good for you. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that sometimes because I got a lot of things to say about that kind of stuff. I'm reading some good books, friends. I certainly am. So I hope that everybody has a great rest of the week, right? Keep an eye on the weather so you know what's coming, friends. So you know what's coming. And like I said, next week, Pajama Party Circle time, January 21st. And I am excited about it. I certainly am. Again, if you're watching this on the replay and you've enjoyed your visit here at Lilleybugglane, I would appreciate you leaving a thumbs up on your way out. I would love for this live to have 10 thumbs up, friends. And you can't say it wasn't entertaining. You certainly cannot. Right? Feel free to leave a comment down below. We love to hear from you. We certainly do. Are we ready, friends? I think we're ready. I hope you are happy. More than anything, I hope you are happy and finding lots of glimmers in your days. I hope you're healthy. Take your zinc every day, friends. It is up to us. Let's all say it together because we know it's true. Healthy people are not profitable. And I hope you are safe. I certainly do. Fran! Know the weather in your area so you will be prepared and not scared. Check out Max Velocity on YouTube. He's doing a great job. So you know the weather that is expected in your area. I think of you all often. You are never far in my thoughts, friends. And you know that. You know you're never far in my thoughts. And we will be together again soon. Have a great rest of the evening. Have a great rest of the week. Good night.